And that's why I fucking hate Dean Ambrose.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. How's it going?
It's not. Nobody's watching this shit.
Well, this fucking sucks.
Tried too hard.
Oh, well.
Alright, what's up? What are we doing? What are we here? Why are we here? What is this? What?
It's called Earth. I don't know why the fuck we're here, but
What?
we're here to talk wrestling.
Oh, shit. I thought No. Bye.
I mean, I guess it was better than the jerk-off circle earlier, but, you know, shit happens.
Do I know you?
No.
Okay. We're good. Alright. What exactly are we talking about?
Today, we have a bunch of topics on
who the hell are we?
discussion.
Wait. Who the hell are we?
We don't know who we are.
I'm going by legend. That's my name. Sticking to it.
Just call me CB.
Cockblower?
No.
I'm officially going to be going
Cock blocker.
Yeah, you're good at that too. Alright, talking wrestling. You're going to fucking go too far now.
Alright, talking wrestling. CB, legend here. We're going to go over a few topics today, such as our favorite superstars. Currently, of course. Why we do not like WWE at the current moment.
How we felt about certain things at Fyter Fest.
Yeah.
AEW and their pretty solid show.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright. So, rapid fire round. How about we ask each other a couple questions?
Alright, go. Shoot.
Alright. If you were to name the top 10 wrestlers
Motherfucker
right now
going
for
top
you.
10.
Your top 10 right now. It doesn't have to be in any order.
Alright. AJ Styles. Cody.
Okay.
Kenny Omega.
Okay.
Randy Orton. Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Samoa Joe. I already said Kenny Omega. Chris Jericho. Where am I at?
You're at 7.
7. I like the Young Bucks now, but I have complaints about them too. And shit.
Yeah, technically 2 more.
I know.
Young Bucks would be 1 slot.
I'm just thinking like Finn Balor. I like
Okay.
Finn Balor. And fucking Cesaro. They don't use him, but I'm gonna say Cesaro. Actually, change that. Johnny Organo.
Yeah. Very good list.
Same.
Mine runs a little bit differently. Mine runs with Adam Cole. You have to throw in Mr. John Moxley now. As John Moxley, of
Okay,
course.
so this is gonna go back. This is gonna come up later, and this is why I opened the way I did, because we all know, fuck Dean Ambrose. I said it, and I never stopped saying it. Not once. I fucking hate Dean Ambrose.
Yes, you really did.
I love everything that John Moxley's done, Mark. And but it's still only one match. I'm not counting the New Japan. I did watch that. You bit the guy on the forehead.
That's
That
pretty
was
cool.
the thing. But I'm not gonna. I need to see more.
Okay,
Talk to me after Kenny Omega All Out, and then I'll tell you what I have to say about John Moxley.
sounds good. So on this list, I'm going to add the Young Bucks. I'm going to add Omega, Rhodes, Balor, Styles, Jay Lethal,
Jay Lethal would have been good. Dude, that's
Roderick Strong,
I hadn't seen a Jay Lethal match in like a year.
and
So.
Mr. Tommaso Ciampa.
Not bad. All right, so I'm gonna throw a question at you. Your earliest memory of why you love wrestling?
So the first thing I remember is my aunt bought a VHS tape back in those days of a WCW show, and the main event was Sting and Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Title. I watched the shit out of that tape until it did not work anymore.
I'm gonna follow up the same way with my answer. Same thing, VHS tape. Recorded VHS. We did not buy it. They bought the pay-per-view and recorded it on a VHS tape. And you know what it is. Took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. SummerSlam 1999. I watched the fuck out of that. Lost the tape.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. But fuck.
that does happen. Alright, so then the question back to you would be, let's say, 5 people that got you into the business when you were growing up.
The Rock, the Hardys, Austin. The Rock, the Hardys, and Austin. Chris Jericho's early days were pretty good, especially when he debuted in WWE. That whole Millennium Countdown was good. And shit, I was young. Those are the 4 people I really like.
Okay.
I didn't start liking Triple H. I never liked Triple H because you weren't supposed to like Triple H.
That's true.
But I like Triple H.
Okay, so mine are a little bit different. Mine, because I was...
Man, you also watched WCW. I didn't.
Mine
I watched,
were
most of my WCW was later on.
Hulk Hogan, Sting, Ric Flair, Undertaker, and then, for some reason, Big Show.
I was going to say, if I was going to say somebody that would switch it up a little bit, I would say Shawn Michaels. But
I don't know why, man. Big Show, just no one was as good as him compared to, like, size-wise, because he was a fucking giant that could jump off the top rope.
And break the ring multiple times.
You know, give or take. Your turn to ask a question.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this randomly. Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
I'm just going to say Brock Lesnar, and you can go from there.
Well, Brock Lesnar is a guy that I, at the moment, despise.
Agreed.
He is good in the role of a heel because he's an asshole.
Hey, man, give me more Brock dancing. It worked in 2004, and it worked in 2019.
That's true. That's
about the only time I've been entertained by Brock in like a year.
It pisses me off that he's Mr. Money in the Bank, since now pretty much that means anytime anyone wants to come out in Money in the Bank, just go right ahead.
Let's just be fair that at least he's not the champion anymore.
Yeah, but he's got a briefcase, which most likely he's going to use on Kofi when they move to Fox on SmackDown.
Or, we talked about this, that Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe match might be a ladder match.
Yep.
Go for a grueling ass match of Joe. Fucking win.
Brock.
Just dun.
See, I would rather see a scenario play out where Drew McIntyre somehow finds a way to challenge him for that and beats him for the briefcase, and then Brock just fucking leaves.
I'd be great with Brock leaving. That'd be awesome.
McIntyre should be the one to do it. He needs the push.
This is not. I don't like Drew McIntyre. Maybe it's because of the way they're writing him now, because I know he can do good shit.
He's Shane McMahon's bitch, that's why.
Such good shit.
Such good shit.
Such good shit. So much good shit.
Alright, I will throw something at you then. What do you think about the current Rusev and Lana booking?
There isn't. There isn't a booking. That's kind of where I'm going.
Well, there's that story that his contract expires real soon. Do you think he would be a good fit in AEW?
See, and this I want to bring up the point now because I know we're going to talk about it eventually. I read a lot of people talking about all the WWE superstars going over, or the reject superstars going over to AEW, whatever, the Cody, Moxley, Jericho, Ty Dillinger, all these people is like, oh look, another WWE star or reject showing up in AEW in a main event push. Like, okay, where did all WWE stars come from again? ROH, New Japan. Like, Finn Balor is not WWE made. Kevin Owens isn't WWE made.
Nope.
Seth Rollins sure as shit isn't WWE made. Daniel Bryan is hardly WWE made.
See, the only person that you can really fight...
Daniel Bryan took off, but most of how he took off was on his own. A lot of the shit that got him over was shit that was not planned by WWE.
That's true. His whole push was actually by just coincidence.
Like, this... I don't like that argument that AEW is getting all these WWE rejects. Like, they sign everybody.
Yeah, no, it's not WWE rejects because they're signing people that were on the Impact roster, that were on Ring of Honor's roster, New Japan.
Oh, actually, the biggest person I left out of that, 2 of the biggest people left out of that, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. One of the biggest people in the entire company right now, didn't need to be there.
No.
He never had to go. We marked out like a motherfucker when he debuted at the Royal Rumble, but
Definitely. He was having a good run in Ring of Honor, and he could have stayed there and made some decent money, but you know what? He came to WWE, and it's kind of the end of that. He's had a decent career in that aspect.
I mean, 2-time WWE champion. Every time he's in the ring, he kind of puts on a good match. It's one of the few things I like about the WWE product, because they watered him down too.
They did. They really did. But, I mean, at the same time, they could have did a lot worse. Look at what they're doing with, like, let's say...
Lashley and Strowman.
Well, Bobby Lashley's a big one. Or even EC3. Oh. EC3 came in with a bunch of potential, and he's nothing.
And I'll continue to say this, because we had this argument before. I fucking hate EC3.
See, if you watched his late Impact stuff, you would think he's actually pretty good.
You know the last time I watched Impact?
Like 5 years ago?
Actually, here we go. It's your turn to ask a question, but I'm going to say that I'm going to tangent into Impact for a second.
Go for it.
When was the last time you gave a shit about Impact?
The only thing I honestly truly care about at this moment on Impact is actually that storyline with Rosemary and Dr. James Mitchell.
So here's my thing, because I know back in the day, 10 years ago, 2004, 2005, up till about 2012, I was a huge TNA guy. I loved AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, like all those people, and it was great. When I watched more Kurt Angle stuff, and I'll say it right now, had a better career in TNA than he ever did in WWE.
True, he was working with a lot of new talent, too.
He had a lot of better matches, I'll say. I'm saying Kurt Angle versus Triple H is good because they're both big stars, but Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles is good because they're both good wrestlers. It's a difference.
Yeah, you're right. And on top of that, a lot of those guys were veterans. Kurt was a veteran going in there, so he had way more experience than he did before.
When I dropped TNA, I dropped it hard. I just said, fuck this, and I walked away. Like, it got really bad.
It really did, and that's because Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan came in, and they went to the four-sided ring again. And
that's another funny thing. They tried to go to war.
They tried to compete against Raw, which was a dumb mistake.
That lasted all of like 3 weeks.
I don't even remember, but they weren't ready for that challenge at that point. They should have never been ready for that challenge.
And now WWE wants Eric Bischoff to save him.
Well, I mean, Eric Bischoff had good ideas for WCW. The only problem is they had Vince Russo as well.
Two people without a job that hate everything in wrestling. Vince Russo and Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette has a job. He just doesn't have...
See, Jim Cornette would be good to bring in, but at the same time, he's got a really, really old school mentality, so he doesn't understand the newer things going on.
I need a question. Yeah, this is more of an actual long-winded questions and not really a
go right
rapid fire, but... I asked mine. I just went off on a tangent. Right. I said Brock Lesnar, and we ended up talking about all that shit.
That's true. So then, let's see here. What do you think the impact was on Ring of Honor losing Brandy, Cody, the Bucks, Omega, Page? Like, what do you think that did to Ring of Honor?
Yeah, I'm Ring of Honor. I'm pissed. That is a massive haul. Well, maybe not Omega, because he was more Japan at the time when all that went down. Well, he was pretty much exclusively Japan. He was not in ROH that long.
No, he would make casual appearances.
But losing Cody after Cody built himself up the way he did, and he built himself.
Yes, he did.
And the Young Bucks they've always been a hot commodity. They've been everywhere except for WWE. Yeah. And they were within a month of signing with WWE before All Elite got announced.
That's very true.
And goddamn, would I not want to see that.
See, I wouldn't mind seeing Young Bucks if they would have been in NXT.
So and speaking of the Young Bucks, they're 34 and 29. Yeah. At what point do they stop calling themselves the Young Bucks?
I mean, at what point do the New Age Outlaws call themselves the Old Age Outlaws?
Well, I can also say that the Hardy Boys haven't
Yeah.
been boys in a long time. So.
Same with the Dudley Boys, too.
But, yeah, no. I would assume they weren't too happy about it. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to be too happy when Marty Scurll and Flip Gordon's contracts are up because it's pretty much going to happen. They're still in the intro for being the Elite.
I don't know. I can see Flip signing with Ring of Honor again because they have treated him very well, but Marty, I definitely see leaving.
See, I'm going to ask you a question about a guy that I don't really know much about,
Okay.
and a lot of people like him. Will Ospreay. What is your opinion?
One of the best high flyers and storytellers in wrestling today. He's got that cat gimmick going where he'll literally like gnat himself like this, knead himself. He can fly, he can
That's
wrestle.
great for audio. He's like this.
He can fly, he can wrestle, he can storytell. The guy is just pure gold.
Okay. Because like I said, you know a lot more. Like I know some of my shit, but you know a lot more than I do if you're talking outside of.
If he went to AEW, game changer. But that guy doesn't sign exclusive contracts.
Yeah. And right now, their contracts are exclusive to the U.S. Once the TV deal starts, it's exclusive. Is what
Actually, it's exclusive just to TV.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's a whole different thing.
So they can be on, let's say, your local indie show. Or
I know Moxley and Jericho they have special deals.
Well, Omega does too, since he's allowed to go to New Japan.
He's also one of the people in charge of the fucking company.
True, but I mean, Omega can go over to New Japan right now as well. And with that too, the Ring of Honor effect, unfortunately, they got really fucked with AEW because they lost Best Friends.
The problem with Ring of Honor is they have their deals with New Japan.
Yep. They lost SCU.
They lost everybody. And that comes to built names up in other companies again.
Yeah, I know. The only guy that was in there that I feel like could have said they made their career in Ring of Honor would be Scorpio Sky. Because Kazarian, Daniels, Beretta, Taylor, they didn't make their names in Ring of Honor. They made their names other places.
So I'm gonna go again tangent. AEW creating its own stars. Are they doing that?
I mean, at this very minute, no.
Well, I can think of one person that's
MJF though. He's making himself.
Yeah, but they're putting it out there. He doesn't have to be in the Being the Elite skits. They don't have to put him on the show as much as they do and give him promos. He doesn't have to tell everybody in the crowd that their mother swallows.
Yeah, but he's a heel and he's great.
I'm still gonna quote this every time. Hangman Page looks like the guy who goes to a house party and fucks every girl there, even though it's a family reunion. Is still one of the best heel lines I've ever heard.
It really is, and I've seen interviews with him where he's actually gets room service and tells the interviewer to just shut the fuck up and fuck off. Like, this guy's doing his shit great. I'm
still not sure, as a wrestler, how good he is. Because he's only been in the Battle Royal. I've only seen his Battle Royal and the match at Fyter Fest.
See, he was in Kurt Hawkins' Create a Pro Wrestling Academy, and I've seen him from Grimm's Toy Show, GTS. So the guy is pretty decent in the ring. Penelope Ford was also from the GTS series as well.
Actually, speaking of MJF, just kind of because everybody keeps saying it's like a Miz, EC3, and like I even saw Alberto Del Rio was mentioned, like crossover. I'm just like, it's all like the Miz and EC3 I can see.
Del Rio's the scarf, that's it.
But I can also see it weirdly the way Randy Orton started his career.
Yeah.
Because he basically is like, I am the future of this company. And that's a lot like what Randy Orton was trying to do. He's like, don't worry, I'll be back.
Well, to be 100% fair, that was 2002. It's 2019, and Randy Orton's still a big part of our programming.
Well, Randy Orton did exactly what that storyline was talking about.
Exactly. It obviously took him a while, which, duh. The future is a while.
So we can move on to our main topic of topics. We got topics of topics. We got plenty more to say, but we can hold on lightning
Fyter
fire.
Fest.
Yes.
Love it, like it, or hate it?
The things I really loved, I really loved. Like, I haven't seen, like, I don't, watching WWE, you're not going to get a hardcore match like that.
No.
And all that shit. Well, unsanctioned match, I don't want to get it confused with the hardcore match, which I don't know if I like. But it's not, people are complaining, it's a pre-show.
Yeah, no, the pre-show
They already
is not
put one of
meant...
the best matches on the entire card open the pre-show, and then you're gonna bitch about what happened after it.
Yeah, no, the pre-show is not meant to be your fucking one of your top 2 best matches. It's not meant to be that.
Like when we were talking about it, and I was like, "You're gonna watch it?" You're like, "I haven't watched it yet," and I was like, "I'll tell you this: it's been a long time since I've seen a triple threat tag team match where the fans got behind everybody in the match, and even SCU because they're supposed to be heels and all that."
See, the point that I can bring to you about
And I have no idea who the hell Private Party was,
I had never seen...
but I know who they are now.
I had never seen a tag team match with them. They were in the Battle Royal. But
I don't count that Battle Royal for anything.
I had never seen them in a tag team match before, and that was a very impressive effort by those two. SCU, great. Can't even say anything about them negatively. And the Best Friends, they got a great gimmick going on. They're doing essentially the Daniel Bryan Kane thing where they hug it out in the middle of the ring. That's entertaining as hell. The last time I saw fans behind every single team in a triple threat match, Ring of Honor. Who was around? The Best Friends, the Young Bucks, the Addiction, aka SCU.
It's the same fucking people. Like, I went back to WrestleMania 17 because I didn't watch that match that you're talking about.
See, when we start reviewing older shows, you'll see some of those Ring of Honor shows, and you'll be like, holy fuck, these triple threat matches, these fatal four-way matches, they're behind everyone in the fucking match. But that's because everyone's going balls out.
It's funny because I'm going to go back and talk about the show because the next match on the card, like the actual card, they had the Shima and Christopher Daniels match.
Again, great effort.
Did what they had to do. It's fine. And they had the Fatal 4-Way, so I'm going to go back to MJF. I brought this up before we started. It's amazing how the fans do what they're supposed to do at the show, and they boo the fuck out of him.
Yep.
But then you try to read like a comment section or something about it, it's like, man, this guy's gold. Like, everybody likes him, but they're playing the part they're supposed to play.
Which Vince McMahon wishes that the fans would do for him, but unfortunately they do not.
Because their heels suck. Like, Shane's getting the fuck off.
He's getting the quote-unquote X-Pac heat. The
Stop.
go away. We don't want you on our TV screen. It's not that we hate you. It's just get the fuck off my screen.
It's the stop taking up 25% of all screen time for the 5 hours of wrestling that's supposed to be on TV.
Honestly, that's the truth. There's so many other superstars, and that's why I just question, do they really think their roster's that fucking bad that they have to put Shane McMahon on like 80% of your fucking TV time?
I just really hope that he doesn't end up getting that storyline of Kofi Kingston I read about.
If he does, fuck this shit.
The big payoff is Shane wins the title, I'd be garbage.
If Shane McMahon wins the belt, I will not watch WWE until that fucking belt is off of him. I will still watch AEW because no problems to them.
Oh, so I went off on a tangent again because we were talking about that. But alright, that Fatal 4-Way match.
Great.
Okay, so Hangman wins.
Yep.
They're short. I timed all of them. They had 3 20-minute matches and 2 matches under 10 minutes and 1 14-minute match. But, alright, so we had this argument. So Hangman Page is 2-0.
Yes, he is.
Probably going to be 3-0 when he wins a Fight for the Fallen. He's probably going to win. He's going to go in and face Jericho. Championship.
Yep.
Are they building him up so he will win that title? Or is it beneficial that Jericho wins?
See, this match is a very weird one just because if you think about it for like, you want prestige to your title, you would give it to Jericho. If you wanted a storyline where it's like, okay, we can have Omega Jericho 3, but it'll be for the belt and Kenny wins it. Okay. But if you're trying to build up the next star, you would give it to Page, and Jericho's not selfish. I mean, fuck. He took a pinfall loss to Fandango at WrestleMania.
His character is selfish.
His character is, but he took pinfall losses to people like Fandango and Ryback.
I think if we're going storyline and how fast they want to push those storylines, I think Hangman's going to win. Because Jericho still needs to revenge on Moxley for Double or Nothing. And they're already doing Moxley and Omega, so they jump Moxley to Jericho.
See, I feel like...
But then that feels like WWE.
I feel like Jericho's going to win it, which turns it into a triple threat with Moxley and Omega, which Omega will win.
That would be a good way to solidify all of it together. The Omega Moxley feud, which is pretty good so far.
Yep.
That's the end of the show. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if they did a triple threat match, that'd be great, and then Omega can win it. But hopefully, they won't pull the trigger right away. Hopefully, they'll wait a little bit, give Jericho like a 6-month title reign, build to prestige.
I kind of want to see, because they did Double or Nothing. They announced Fyter Fest, which is free. They announced Fight for the Fallen, which is free and it's also a charity donation. They're doing it for charity and all that.
Correct, yeah.
That's why it's called Fight for the Fallen. That's the whole thing. And they're doing All Out. I want to see when their next show is.
Exactly, because that could be the title change.
That's August 31st is the show. Champion gets crowned. Da-da-da. The next official time that we know we're going to see him is October.
That's true. And that's when the TV deal should start.
TV deal starts. I think, because it is the first TV deal. I'm not saying title change. I'm just saying title match.
Oh, most definitely title match.
The main event would be Jericho defending against somebody, or Hangman Page defending against somebody. MJF maybe, because they got a lot of storylines they can do. So, because they still at some time got to pay off MJF and Hangman Page.
I mean, they could do on the first episode. They could do Jericho Mox and make it like a time limit draw, like that Cody match.
Which is what we're going to talk about next.
They could do that, and then he didn't technically get his revenge on him, which means Omega comes out and gets pissed and One Wing Angels, both of them, setting that triple threat up.
So here's... Oh, you're going to move. Jump. Got the women's match.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose. I'm just going to stay with that. Nyla Rose. Rio. I can't pronounce the other one's name. So.
I like Rio.
But she won too. And that's weird because that's like, now it's supposed to be like
their big person.
And
other than Kong, of
didn't
course.
win either match.
Other than Kong.
Actually, neither one of the big people won any of the matches, which is different. It's a Nia Jax to AEW.
Pretty much. That match was better than I expected. I was thinking it was going to be kind of a meh match.
I feel like Rio could be part of that potential to be first women's champion, because she's 2-0. She's won both her matches.
It definitely would be.
If you're talking wins losses mattering, she's got the early run on that.
And I honestly hope AEW sticks to that and they make wins and losses matter, because on WWE television, I'm getting pissed off at the fact that
we're not there yet.
Champion can lose every fucking week.
Kofi Kingston's dead in the ring this week.
Your champion can lose every week, but yet at the pay-per-view, they somehow fucking win.
And just going to go straight to the next one, because I'm not going to talk about that until
Cody.
Our last bit. So there's a lot to talk about here.
There is.
So, Cody and Darby Allin, the match.
Good.
I don't want to ever, I know I'm going to, but I don't ever want to see it again. Darby Allin's fucking coffin dropping on the back of the fucking ring. The hardest part of the ring.
That is a scary spot, I'm not going to lie. It made me cringe.
It's not the scariest thing that happened.
No, that spot made me cringe, though.
So, before we get into the big things, it's a great match. Time limit draw. Works out for everybody involved.
Yep. No clear loss. No.
Don't get the 5 minutes because of what happens after. The 5 more minutes that they were talking about, whatever.
Yep.
So, when or if do they do it again? Because you do a time limit draw. Everybody wanted it. They want to see it again. He made a lot of fans. Like, you're talking about Darby Allin. Mm-hmm. I've read a lot of people. It's like, got a fan out of this guy. And it's like, so when do they do that again?
I'm saying probably October.
Because I already know what they set up for All Out.
October is probably going to be Darby Allin.
I want to see more of him.
He'll definitely be on more for sure.
I actually want to see how they're going to do their TV program too. That's going to be a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a TV-14 product.
Because I'm sure Double or Nothing good. Fyter Fest good. Fight for the Fallen's probably good. All Out's probably going to be good. But when you're doing a weekly TV show, that's where it really starts though.
Have they discussed time limit though? Like, have they discussed if it's a 1 hour or a 2 hour program?
It'll be a 2 hour program.
Okay, so it's for sure a 2 hour program. Yeah. And
probably like 8 to 10.
So commentary now.
Is Jim Ross going to be on all the
television shows? Jim Ross, I believe, will be there. But
I actually was shocked when he came out for Fyter Fest. I wasn't quite sure if he was going to do the non-pay-per-view like special
I'm just
events.
wondering about that third guy though, because the dude that was in All In and the dude that was, Double or Nothing, and the guy that was in Fyter Fest, that third guy was switched.
And during the pre-show, they had 3 people too, but it was Excalibur and one of the guys, and one of the guys got replaced by Jim Ross.
Yeah,
when the show started. So are they going to be like the day guys? Jim Ross comes in for the pay-per-view, or are they actually going to bring...
See, they gotta figure out a commentary team, and they also are kind of, at the moment, a little bit sloppy.
Well.
In that department.
I like the commentary. Hearing Jim Ross again, don't
get me wrong, is good, but I don't feel like these 3 have developed that chemistry that you need yet.
I think the one time I really noticed a, weird bit for the commentary was Moxley's debut. When he came out of the crowd and Jim Ross was like, what is that? What?
I think at that point...
It was delayed because they showed Mox walking for 3 seconds before he even said anything, like his mic wasn't on or something.
That or he was honestly just shocked.
It just didn't seem right when I was watching, but it was still a great moment.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of things on that show were...
There was nothing negative about that show.
So let's talk about the hot button issue.
that chair shot.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I did too. I mean, don't get me wrong. The chair shots to the head in every other company are banned.
I think for multiple things about that is, one, if he... I'm actually not going to go into the bleeding part yet because that's a whole nother argument about this.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Cody, he's one of the people that runs the company, so he knows what he's doing. Yep. It's not like he went out there and told, say, Darby Allin takes the chair shot.
Yep, exactly.
He's not telling one of the employees of the company to do it. He probably wrote the idea. We're going to do this. You're going to hit me with the chair. It didn't quite go the way it was supposed to go. That's a whole nother...
He took it himself, which is actually very noble.
I would have had more of a problem if it was somebody who was just a wrestler for the company taking the hit than somebody who was supposed to be in charge of the company.
Unless they properly knew how to take that hit. Cody, unfortunately, did not on this one.
I think he meant to do it the way they did it. Because it's not... What happens afterwards is just a freak accident.
Yeah, no, the bleeding part
technically, because if you watch again, they do get the shoulder a bit before he hits the head. So it takes the brunt force away. It's just when the chair pulls back.
And that knocks him in the back of the head.
But that's the other part I was going to talk about. I was going to stay away from the blood. Because the first time I saw it, I thought the way a lot of people did. It's why the fuck did he blade the wrong side of his head?
I honestly don't think AEW is going to be doing much blading.
Except for Dustin. That was a clear blade shot.
Him,
he even said it was.
But for him, he's so old school that...
I'm just saying, you don't do a blade job for 12 stitches.
No,
something clearly went wrong. Or 12 staples, actually. It's worse than stitches.
No, that clearly was not planned.
Especially when you're going to be in a match in 2 weeks.
He's going to have that scar on his head from that.
I wonder if that changes anything. They're still going to do the match. I just wonder if the way certain moves or something that he gets involved with.
Potentially. I'm just glad that he wasn't concussed.
The Young Bucks don't really do many DDTs and shit like that.
So. Oh no, yes they do. They do quite a bit of DDTs.
They do, but I'm saying more like in a way that's gonna land on that particular spot. I misquoted myself.
If they give him the Meltzer driver, then he could be fucked.
I'm pretty sure Dustin's gonna. I'm actually interested about that match too. I don't know who's gonna come out.
Yeah, no, I mean, that one's an interesting one too. And brothers versus brothers,
and they're jokingly making on being the elite, the Young Bucks the enemy in this match. I need my older brother. Ah.
I mean, to be fair, someone needs to be a heel in that.
Not necessarily.
It's better though when there's some sort of heel.
I like the way their heels are working. Like anytime somebody and goes back to the end of the show too. So far, when they do their interference and shit, outside of Brandy Rhodes, but that worked in the first match with Dustin. But every interference, nobody's costing any of these matches.
No, they're waiting till after they're done.
Which is great, because I always hated that. I think any great match that I've watched in WWE that ends in a shitty finish like that immediately devalues it.
That's because they do it so often.
It's like, this is awesome, oh.
Like, if they did that once in a while, it's okay, but WWE just does that finish so fast and so often.
So we're going to follow up to the official main event of the evening. Lucha Bros, Laredo Kid.
Laredo
Kid. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Super Kick Party. Street Fighter.
Super Kick Party. Man, that match was really good. Lucha Bros, I have liked them since Lucha Underground. Laredo Kid, I only know of his work really in...
I had no idea who the hell he was.
TNA/Impact, because I never watched CMLL, I never watched AAA like that series, so I don't know his work from there. But from Impact, he was actually pretty good.
Solid replacement. Kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit, considering who was supposed to be there.
Yeah, no, most definitely lost in the shuffle compared.
And I think a lot of people was like, who?
I mean, and to be fair, even the Lucha Bros are kind of thrown together team as well.
So like they're single competitors.
Well, yeah, because they were actually competing.
They've been doing a lot of tag team this year, but they made that very clear in the Double or Nothing match.
Well, they were competing actually, like about a year ago at WrestleMania time at TNA's, Impact's, whatever the fuck's Redemption pay-per-view against Austin Aries for the title.
I know Pentagon was
their champion
in their championship. Yeah,
because he won the title against Phoenix and Austin Aries.
But and here's where I say, like, I like the match, I really do, but I see the issue people are having with the spot fest. Yeah. I like the spots, but there's a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't hate it. I'm just saying, like, I do get it's a match that Randy Orton would hate.
Dives.
Dive.
Pretty much anytime you see a Bucks match, and Lucha Bros too.
Well, this is actually one of my biggest problems with the Young Bucks. When I told you I didn't like them that much, I did put them on my list because I'm starting to like them a little more.
These guys are like video games.
But like I'm saying, like, this is... And also, I don't like the overutilization of the super kick. I don't. I really don't.
I love it, but that's because me being a Ring of Honor fan, I loved hearing Steve Corino scream super kick every fucking time. It just made my night.
It's like, shit, I don't need 20 super kicks.
Because he was screaming. He was like, super kick!
That's fucking...
Yeah. Every time.
It was good. It's really good.
He marks the fuck out for those. If only he was a commentator for these guys. Oh, God.
Steve Corino, Jim Ross, and fucking...
Excalibur.
No, I was going to say fucking Joey Styles.
Oh, my God! Super kick! That's a slobber knocker.
By God, he's broken in half.
That man's got a family, damn it. That'd be actually really cool. We should do that.
I will say, it's like... Yeah, because it's wrestling, so you know it's scripted and all that. So it's like it's not real. Like it's saying real in the phrase that
not 100%.
I'm getting to a point that I like the moment in the match that makes no sense.
Well, yeah.
I liked the Hadouken, the Hadouken Street Fighter thing, and they all fall on the ground. Like, fucking...
It was amazing. The last time I've actually seen that done was Xavier Woods.
I'm just saying, like, it makes no logical sense at all.
No.
But in the world of wrestling, it works. At least in that moment, and where they were, Fyter Fest, gaming convention, like all this shit, it works. Weirdly enough, the next day, I was watching one of the CEO gaming streams.
Yep.
They were doing a Mortal Kombat tournament. The biggest deterrent away from Street Fighter. But
see, and the best part about it is the last time that I saw the Shoryuken done was by Xavier Woods, but he did it more like the Kamehameha from Goku. And his opponent, I don't remember who the fuck he was, but he just fell over too.
And the only reason I say it's the Hadouken because they clearly were doing Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, no, they clearly were doing Street Fighter. I mean, but Xavier Woods is doing DBZ for sure.
Because like the Kamehameha like this, Hadouken's just...
Yeah, no.
And I just did the same visual effect that doesn't work for a podcast.
Woods definitely did the Kamehameha.
But all right, so gonna go through the main event, the unofficial main event. Moxley, Janela.
You can't complain.
Oh, sure can. It wasn't a wrestling match. That's the complaint I've seen. It's like, this is, you call this wrestling? Like, no, we don't. It's
But
still entertaining as shit.
It had a story behind it, though. He was going after the fucking feet.
The last time I can say I cringed from somebody being dropped on their bare feet on fucking thumbtacks.
Exactly.
I shouldn't, because it doesn't seem like it should be. But you ever step on a fucking one tack and it doesn't go into your foot, you just step on it?
Fucking hurts.
Fuck that.
Or think about fucking even like that Michael Nakazawa when he was doing the fucking Lego thing.
Stepping on Legos isn't fun either.
No. But yeah, stepping on those fucking thumbtacks, that was fucking...
Not to mention, when they did the end, he does the paradigm shift. I still hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I do not like that finisher at all. It's a glorified DDT. It's basically Mick Foley's finisher.
I don't mind it, but I'm not in the pack of people that are like, oh, that's a great finisher. I love it.
I wish he would have changed his finisher when he moved over.
But see...
He changed the name.
I wish he would do his original Dirty Deeds, actually, that he did in WWE. Because when he did Dirty Deeds in WWE at the beginning, he did it essentially like a skull-crushing finale type of deal. Except for it was more like side-by-side, grab your head and fucking throw you in the mat.
It also kind of... To me, it always kind of looked like a... Pedigree DDT is kind of what it looked like to me. Instead of putting them between the legs, put them between the legs, hook the arms, drop them down.
Yeah, no, it was a mix between that and Mick Foley's DDT, too.
But it's funny watching that, though, because he had there's no reason that he should have gone into attacks at all.
No.
But when he got up, fucking he spit one out of his mouth. He had like 10 to 15 of them sticking in his back.
And he was fucking loving every minute of it.
I was showing a person at work, I'm just like, yeah, we were joking about it too, because like people were like, wrestling's fake, wrestling's fake. Like every time I jokingly went, like, he gets dropped on the barbed wire and he's like fucking shaking. And I was like, fake.
Exactly. I mean, like, people that don't watch the product think that everything is fake. No, it's not fake. It is scripted, yes. They know that this is going to happen, well, yes.
Put it this way. You know everything's going to happen. You know how much it's going to hurt.
But you're still doing it.
You still agree to do it. It's not like they came up with this idea and it's like, yeah, that's cool.
Exactly. No, like, it's not fake. It's not like they're using fake thumbtacks. They're not using plastic ones that you can clearly tell are fucking wiggling around or something, you know. The barbed wire's not fake. I'm
still confused how he got one in his mouth.
He probably had one in there.
Just for the spot. I'm going to hold this thumbtack and spit it out.
That or maybe he I'd have to watch it back, but maybe he grabbed one while he was down on the ground for a second. As he did the DDT.
And then following up, like, yeah, that's great. It's everything I wanted the Brock Lesnar match to be at WrestleMania.
And by all accounts, that's what Ambrose wanted it to be as well.
Except for he was going to lose.
Yeah, which he didn't care if he lost.
He knew he was going to lose. That's why he wanted to do all this crazy shit. He wanted to give him, like, you don't, like, again, I read a lot about this. Extreme Rules is coming up. They have this match.
Amazing.
Extreme Rules is coming up, and nothing's gonna be fucking extreme.
Not compared, no.
Like,
That's because
the word extreme in PG doesn't mean shit.
But
it means chair shots to the back and kendo sticks. And some steel steps. That's what it means.
Yeah, WWE nowadays, unfortunately, is making the extreme title not so extreme. But at the same time, when they do things that are cool, it's great. Like when they did Randy Orton Christian.
We can talk about this. Yeah, the SummerSlam match was really good.
Or Brock and fucking a Taker in the Hell in a Cell.
So, before we transition into the WWE thing, because I was going to bring up the Extreme Rules thing and why I'm mad. But, and then the Kenny Omega thing. Basically, copy-paste the exact same thing that John did at the end of Double or Nothing, and it works. It plays out the way. Beat him with the drumsticks.
That was actually really funny. Not gonna lie.
But, yeah, so, like, they're doing everything they can to set the story. It's good. Some people, I'm not going to say who, but some people don't think it was that good.
Yeah, IWC's not happy with everything anyways.
When are they ever happy?
Most of the time, never.
Unless I'm not going to say it's Jim Cornette.
Yeah, he's not happy with, like, most things, except for the Revival.
If he doesn't work for you, he's probably not very happy.
Even when he does work for you, he's not happy. Put him in a room with Russo and TNA.
So, to close out the inaugural Nobody's Gonna Watch This Shit podcast.
True.
The current state of WWE.
That old man needs to retire.
Can I explain two things? Because they're not going to contradict themselves. It's just going to explain what my problem is with the company. And we talked about this before it started. I like pretty much all the champions.
Yep.
I like that they're champions. I like it all. I fucking hate all their stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kofi Kingston going against Dolph Ziggler, it was fine. But when you're riding that high, to go from beating Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania and having this big moment, completing your story, to a story with Dolph Ziggler, who's just crying like a bitch, is basically all it was.
Yeah.
Should have been me. It should have been me. Should have been. Yeah, you did this promo 7 times. I've heard it. I don't need it again.
It's true.
I really don't.
That's really true.
At least now he's in the story with Samoa Joe.
Which
so
is
I can
better.
I can take it either way, because I personally believe Joe deserves to be WWE Champion. Not Universal Champion. WWE Champion.
I don't care what the fuck title he holds. Just give him a major title.
I don't know if he should lose. If Kofi should lose. Yet, though. Unless they're giving up.
See, here's the deal. If Kofi loses to Joe, cool. Joe's champ. Awesome. But there's a big dog waiting for him.
No, I don't want to talk about Roman Reigns. I was talking about the champions for a very specific reason, not to talk about Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, or Shane McMahon.
Well, fuck Shane McMahon.
Or The Undertaker.
Undertaker, awesome. You're here. But fuck, stop being involved in matches that make zero sense to me or anyone else. You don't need to be around with Shane and Roman and Drew. Just go away.
Like I was saying, talk about that. Actually, the only storyline I like right now involving a championship is the one they just pretty much solidified today, and that's Ricochet in the club, AJ Styles, and the U.S. title. That's fine, but I don't think Styles is going to win the title, which is bad for the club. Because they just reformed the club, and they have 180-pound Ricochet just be like, all right.
See, I would be okay with them taking the title from Ricochet if they did one thing. Stupid wildcard rule exists, so fuck that.
Why?
Exactly, no, fuck the wildcard rule.
That's why we see Shane McMahon 25% of the time.
But on top of that, I would be okay with AJ winning the belt if they had the club win tag titles, and then Balor joins them as well.
Well, it was the Balor Club. And they've done both in the WWE.
Yeah, no, but it would be great just to see Styles, Balor, and the club together, all champs.
It's not like they didn't acknowledge it either, because Balor like the little too sweet.
Oh yeah, no, they've all
when
acknowledged.
they did the TLC match.
They've all acknowledged it for sure. I would just love to see all 4 of them together versus we're gonna separate the 2 leaders.
It would be a very, very good. Fuck, man. Even if they're gonna try to break up, fucking AJ Styles and Balor versus the club would be a good match.
I'd rather not.
It would never happen. I'm just throwing random booking out there because I want to see AJ Styles and Finn Balor be a tag team. That's what I want to see.
My random booking is actually this: if you were to book the club against Undisputed Era,
4v4.
Yeah.
See, that'd be cool. Bring up War Games to the main product.
If only they would.
Because Undisputed Era and War Games go hand in hand right now in NXT.
And then throw in Gallows, Anderson, Styles, and Balor. You're in for a great match.
So, we will talk about the few things we do like, but I was going on a tangent again. I keep doing that.
And that's fine.
But going back to the champions and why I like the champions, hate the storylines. I'm sick and tired of Baron Corbin.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck Lacey Evans is, to be honest, or why she's getting the huge push, and why she continues to get title matches. I didn't understand why she got a rematch the first time.
She shouldn't have legitimate.
And I really don't understand why she's in this. I don't understand why Baron Corbin keeps getting rematches.
Vince loves him.
So do you.
I don't love him. I love his heel work. He's essentially a watered down MJF.
I'm out. I'm not even gonna have that conversation.
The thing is, though, is you can see the similarities.
I'm not having this conversation.
They both have the fuck off my TV screen heat.
I'm not having this conversation. Get the fuck off my TV screen for MJF is more like, yeah, but I like what he's. I like it too.
When you see the comment section, of course.
When I see Baron Corbin, I'm just like.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still on the same side as you that he should not have had Angle's last match.
No. Even if he was going to have Angle, I don't think he should have won Angle's last match.
I agree.
But going into that match, that's what I'm saying. Tonight, or yesterday, because I'm posting this today, Tuesday, before SmackDown. But, fucking, it's Seth Rollins and his real-life girlfriend, who they keep wanting to push that out there. Small package and Becky Lynch, who's the man in that relationship.
Actually, the best part is now he's nicknamed the man's man.
So he's her bitch.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Got it said that. So, point. I don't like that real-life storyline being pushed so hard.
No, I don't either. It's really dumb.
And they're going against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans in a winner-take-all mixed tag team match that now is Extreme Rules.
Okay, so that's kendo sticks and chairs to the back. Woo!
The women will use the kendo sticks. Somehow you can still get disqualified if the men attack the women.
Hey, the sponsors won't like that. You can RKO Nia Jax all you want. But if you try to attack a different woman,
I'm pretty sure they didn't like that either. They didn't understand why she was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was a whole
when there was already a women's Royal Rumble.
That was a whole other weird thing. I think they did that just to say that she's the first woman ever to compete in the women's and men's Royal Rumble in one night.
I don't have shit to say about SmackDown. Outside of Shane sucks.
Shane's absolutely terrible. I agree with that.
They found a way to make me hate Roman Reigns even more because he's in the storyline of Shane.
They also figured out a way to kill Elias.
They also figured out a way to kill The Miz by having him lose to Shane 3 times.
That's true, actually. I'm sick of that. Okay, Miz loses at WrestleMania due to the fuckery. Okay, that's a logical win for Shane.
The way that one happened, I was like, that's a
Makes sense.
Good way to make it happen. The steel cage match, horrible way to make it happen.
Well, because I actually just recently watched that again, and it's just so dumb. Shane just climbs all the way to the top, then Miz is like, oh, I'm going to come get you too, and then he falls out of his shirt.
Also, they're ruining your boy. Because, okay, so let me put it, this is how they're ruining it, boy. Fucking Drew McIntyre loses at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And Stomping Ground.
Yeah.
But yet Shane can beat Roman.
I know.
I mean, it was because of Drew McIntyre, but still, pinfall victory, 1, 2, 3. Shane has beat Roman. And even with Shane's help, McIntyre can't beat Roman.
Yeah, I don't understand the fucking booking logic on that.
Also, quick note, if we're getting closer to the end of this, and I want to do the few good things that are going on in WWE right now. But, and all I'm going to say is, fuck 2 out of 3 falls. They've officially ruined 2 out of 3 falls matches forever.
Well, yeah, no, I'm sick of them too because they have this new quote-unquote rule. No wrestling during commercial breaks. Think of something else. Think of something else to fucking do. 2 out of 3 falls matches every week and multiple every week as well? In the same show? No.
So, and now, I'm going to go in, and this will be the last bit before we sign off for this. Nobody's going to watch this podcast. I'm just going to keep saying that until somebody watches.
Yeah, pretty much.
But one person watches this podcast. We had 2 people watch this podcast. No,
Hell
but
yeah.
there are 3 things, and one of them happened tonight, and it's not going to continue. It's just something that happened that I actually like. But the 2 running storylines that I like, the thing that happened tonight, that Braun Strowman last week match, was actually pretty good, what they did. The whole rest of the show was a complete shit pile. But they opened the show with a good Falls Count Anywhere match. It was good.
So wait, they didn't start with a promo like every fucking week?
They started that with the Braun Strowman Bobby Lashley Falls Count Anywhere match.
Good, because that's one repetitive fucking thing I hate.
And then everything went back to normal after that.
Well, fine, that's fine. But why do you need to open up every fucking show with a promo? Every time.
It's usually Shane McMahon or Roman Reigns.
Or, like,
Becky Lynch.
a year ago, it was fucking Stephanie.
And I'm still here.
It's like, no, fuck all you. Just
And
wrestle.
they might have ended this now because Drake Maverick's back to being the 24/7 champion. It's not the 24/7 championship that I like. It's R-Truth that I like.
See,
The 48/7 European TV championship.
yeah, that's hilarious, by the way. Truth is great in his role.
He's an 8-time champion. Maybe even a 9-time champion.
Fuck, are you sure? I think he's like 47-time champion by now.
He's a 48/7 champion.
He is.
Figure that one out.
He's held the title 48 times. At 7 days apiece, maybe?
Now Drake Maverick has done it too, but he was the only one up until Drake Maverick to hold it for more than a day.
Hey, he got pinned on his own wedding day, man.
Reshoot. They had the wedding, then they did that.
Just think though, how much better would it have been?
Why is EC3 there? Because he was a part of the wedding party.
The best part though is if they would have did this, let's say Drake Maverick says, "Okay, you can run in my wedding." What if he didn't inform his wife? That would have been even fucking more
so
better.
by the way, you're gonna leave me.
That would have been way better because it just would have been candid seeing her reaction and be like, what the fuck is going on here?
And then this Twitter status was worst day of my life. It was this wedding day. They got some good stuff going with that, but it's all comedic. It's the only comedic thing that's working.
Did you like the R-Truth bit from last week though, like that? Because Drake Maverick walks up to him all depressed, and he goes, "Why are you depressed, Hornswoggle?" And he goes, "'Cause you took my belt on my wedding
they had the
day."
mat and they did all that shit.
Well, no, then he goes, "I'll give you a chance, Hornswoggle. Bring a ref over here." Brings over the ref, and he goes, "I'm not going to lose this title. I love this title more than you love your wife." And just runs.
But a fucking, and that now, and that's done talking about the 24/7 championship. It's like 2 minutes of my time.
It's ugly as fuck.
For the last, we're getting there. We're going to do this about 3 minutes time on this before we sign off. The only truly good thing that I enjoy every week, and they're going to fuck it up. They're going to fuck it up. They fucked up his entire career every time they do anything good for him. They always give him something good, and they fuck it up. Every time. Every fucking time. Bray Wyatt and the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, by the way, Who would his first feud be with?
I don't care as long as he wins.
He won't.
Exactly. The moment he loses, it's over. Like, okay, well, fuck.
I mean, fuck. You might.
I don't like your idea. He's not going to do that. I don't like that Mr. Rogers character, and then I don't like that split personality, like weird thing that you were talking about.
But if he did that like a demon Balor,
I just don't want to.
That'd be interesting.
They're building it up like he's gonna be this monster. He's got to be this monster. They're doing like he has a show. Haven't had a show in about 2 weeks, but they've been putting the puppets that are up there now. They're out of the funhouse and just stalking people in the background. I'm like, all right, cool.
Speaking of that, what the fuck would you do if you're like in there taking a shit and Rambling Rabbit just pops out in front of you?
You're dead.
Because that guy has got killed like how many times now? Like 2 or 3 times?
Even by the psychotic Mr. Rogers character. But again, they're going to fuck it up.
True.
The moment he shows up, they're going to fuck it up. Because all the high production costs and this good show, it's awesome. I love it. They're going to fuck it up. The moment they bring him on TV, like actually in front of the crowd, live, they're going to find a way to fuck it up.
They need to do one thing. And this will be the one thing they can do to save him. Have him take on Undertaker.
And actually,
At SummerSlam, have him beat Undertaker.
put him out of his misery.
Have him beat Undertaker and take his powers. And then Undertaker gone until his Hall of Fame speech.
Which isn't going to happen based on the story that I read today. That the Undertaker, they inserted the Undertaker into the storyline because he has handpicked Drew McIntyre for WrestleMania.
Which, don't get me wrong, that's fine, but I'd rather...
But again, that's all the fucking...
I just want to see Bray take on Taker, win, and then he can move on. He can be good. He can win.
They just don't fuck Bray up 3 times. They had a good thing with the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Good. Good. They didn't capitalize on it. Then they gave him the title out of nowhere. And
Which was a shitty title
holy
reign.
fucking shit, I didn't think they could fuck that up even more. There was a good 10-month stretch, that's a whole nother conversation. But that whole year was pretty bad until Styles won the title.
For the WWE title, that was absolutely terrible.
But we're going to sign off on this one.
Yeah.
Peace to the nobody watching this podcast.
And stay fucking.
I'm cutting that part.